Hey guys, welcome to the free training. Today I'm going to go over how exactly you as a car detailer can make $30,000 a month doing car detailing. Okay, this is a completely free tutorial, so I'd really appreciate if you guys can just click that 5-star rating on this Gumroad and let's get into it. So this is exactly how I went from a solopreneur or a solo car detailer that was working kind of every day, doing the mobile jobs, to now a business owner where I just basically manage people, right? So we all know that being self-employed sucks. Like, just look at the difference of, a self-employed car detailer versus a car detailing business owner, right? You don't have to take, as a solopreneur, you're taking all the calls. You have to manage your marketing and sales. You have to collect the payment and do all your accounting. Finding the customers, of course, is one of the biggest jobs, as we know. Go out to detail the cars, spending time in traffic, all the headache of detailing a car manually, stocking all your equipment inventory, tracking your inventory, asking for reviews, and you get no sleep, right? Versus being a car detailing business owner, you kind of just allocate all these tasks to other people and train them up to do them for you. Now, you're probably wondering, how does $30,000 per month look like? Like, how does that break down? I could say a figure like that, but we want some concrete evidence for how it works. So essentially, every single worker on your team, every single mobile detailer will have their own rig or drive their own car to job sites and be able to bring you in, on average, $500 per day. That's if your pricing is at around $250 per car and you're working 5 days a week, or you're having them work 5 days a week, weekends off, of course. Each of those workers should be able to bring in $10,000 per month. If you have 3 of them running at the same time, that comes out to being $30,000 gross revenue per month, right? You get to keep about half of that, but your team is doing all the work. Now you're kind of just doing the managing, and you're making more money than you would have just by yourself if you're doing it this way, because now you have a team, right? You have more people that are using their hours of the day to make you money. So how do you hire? The method I like to use is Instagram and Facebook. So I'll record a video of myself saying like, hey, are you, with a nice car typically, maybe while I'm even at a job site, just kind of selfie camera on, and I just talk about the job a little bit, what they can expect for pay, and then I hit that boost post button. So if you don't see the boost post button, you need to activate what's called a business account. So if your Instagram account is not activated as a business account, you need to do that, and then you'll be able to see that boost post button. I would just boost it for like $10 a day, targeting your local area. Like, for instance, me, I'm targeting Portland, and I'm looking for someone, Facebook and Instagram will automatically recognize that it is a ad or a job posting. So it'll give you the option like, hey, is this a job posting? You want to select that, and it'll automatically know like who in your area is kind of looking for a new job, like just based on their recent activity, maybe their search history, stuff like that. So $10 a day, you should be able to get an employee like as soon as a week, right? Like a week of running ads at $10 a day. So you spent like $70. You should already have some qualified people in there. Make sure that they have, you do a background check, super important. You don't want some criminal working for you, because, what if they steal customer belongings or customer keys, whatever, that traces back on you. So make sure who you're hiring is somebody that's trustworthy. I always look for the MHR model. They're motivated, hungry, and reliable. And you want them to sign a non-compete. If there's no like moonlighting, or they call it non-compete going on, then they might use your equipment and tools that you give them to detail like outside of business hours, like on the weekends and stuff. using your chemicals at your cost to make money. And you could find them like upwards of $5,000, $10,000 as a way to scare them to not do that, because it does happen, and I want you to avoid that. So what do you realistically need? Like, this was my 2005 Toyota Sienna setup. I just had everything in the trunk. I started out personally in a Toyota Camry, 2005. Everything fit in my trunk. Then I upgraded to a Subaru Outback, which was a little more spacious, and of course the minivan here, the Toyota Sienna, which has the most space. It's just like a professional setup. I put some decals on it, like my phone number, my website, my logo, and my name on like some of the back windows, and it cost me a total of about $100 to do so. I just went to like a local sign shop and I said, hey, can you put like some vinyl decals on my car? And they were like, sure. So if you want to find out like where I get my tools, what tools are great, you could use this link. I kind of list all of my tools here. This is what I use for my DI water filter, so that there's no water spots on the cars. Then I have, you know, my starter pack right here, this interior detailing. If you're just getting into detailing, it's easier if you just specialize on one thing and are known for one thing. So this is kind of my interior detailing kit. And then if you want the whole setup, you could go ahead and get the exterior detailing kit as well. And, you know, here are the non-essential tools, but tools that I use every day for detailing, like this canopy, my favorite foam cannon, you know, this Bissell extractor, ozone generators, polishers, so on and so forth. So just a resource for you there. Now, if we go back, what are the essentials, right? So the essentials I mentioned are this interior detailing kit. Like, if you're just getting into it, if you have already done detailing before or done it in the past, I would just get the full kit if you can afford it, and start cranking out those full details that you could charge, you know, between $200 and $300 per car for. You know, some days when I was a solopreneur, without a team, I was doing 3 cars a day, so roughly making $1,000 a day doing detailing, which was really cool. But now I have a team that kind of runs all that for me. So if you don't know what to do on a car detail, you know, YouTube videos definitely help, just learning how to detail interiors, how to detail exteriors. But here's a checklist that I provide you. You could print this out and kind of just keep a mental note, or maybe laminate this and check off every single one when you're just getting into detailing. This can help you be, you know, more proficient, more efficient in your details. Make sure you never forget anything. And then finally, we're going to go down here to pricing your services. So I actually built a calculator for you guys to use. So how do you price your services, right? Well, I actually have a calculator here for you that you can use. So let's assume, you know, you're making $30,000 per month. That comes out to, you know, over the entire year, $360,000, and assuming a profit margin of about 50%, which is really good for the service industry, you're making $180,000 of profit, right? So we plug that into your calculator. If you want to make more or less, you can, but this example is made for, you know, the $30,000 per month rule. Labor cost is going to cost you about a third, a little less than a third of $30,000 per month, so $9,000. Your monthly overhead, which includes your ad spend, you know, your chemicals, your tools, all the consumables you're using. Then you have 3 hands-on employees. This is the number of employees you put here, minus yourself, right? And then hours working per day, 8 hours a day, 8 hours per day, 5 days per week, and then very few holidays. This utilization number, just leave it 75%. Just means like what percentage of the year are you actually busy? So out of like 365 days per year, let's just say you're busy 75% of them. and then your shop rate is what it gives you, right? So $75 per hour is what it wants you to charge. And then based off this number, you could now see kind of like what should you be charging for your ceramic coatings, for your interior details, for your full details. It'll spit out all these numbers. So you could go file, make a copy, and kind of edit your own. So last step is getting customers, and this is where a lot of people fumble. So Google My Business is my personal favorite way. So if I go to my Google My Business here, you could kind of see, so here you could see my Google My Business account. We get about, 4,000, we're getting 4,000 customer interactions over some set time limit. We've got a lot of reviews, we've got a lot of photos. What's really important here is having the right keyword. So car detailing is a big keyword you want to be using just somewhere in your title. And then having an address, whether it's your home address or you get like a remote address somewhere. It's really important that you add this to your listing. I see a lot of detailers get this wrong just by saying, this is a service area. They don't have an address. You want to put something there, because if you don't, you're not going to appear on maps and you're not going to get this crazy search traffic here. You also want to be responding to reviews using your keywords. Like for example, if we went to a review right now, I would respond, hey Sally, thanks for using Go Detail Car Detailing Portland. I really appreciate your business, right? So that's just a little bit about Google My Business. You want to fill this out the best you can. You want to do posts 2-3 times a week. You want to add your products here, your services as products, stuff like that. So an easy way to get Google reviews is using this flyer that I'm going to give you guys. So every client you service, just give this to them. You could actually go ahead and make a copy. If you hit file, make a copy, you'll be able to edit it. So right here, you're going to be able to put in your QR code for reviews, which you can get just by going into your GMB, clicking this Get a Review button, copying that, going back here in Canva, going to Apps, going to QR code. I'm just going to look it up. And I use this one here. Put in your URL, generate a code, boom. Now whenever a customer scans that, they're going to know exactly, it takes them to basically your Google review page, which they could leave a review from, right? So I would just download this as a PNG or JPEG, doesn't really matter. Make sure, it's the right size, download the correct page, and then go to something like Vistaprint. Go to print advertising, flyers, and select the appropriate size, which for this one is a vertical 5x7 flyer. You could select whatever paper thickness you want, but these are the minimums you want to be doing. And you could get, as low as 100 of them for 30 cents per piece. But it's going to bring you so many. Imagine like paying 30 cents for every single review, right? Because this almost always works, guys. The free wax promo, if they leave a review, is really great. And I even give you a script on what exactly to say to get your reviews up. At the end of the day, if you could nail like a really good Google My Business page and attach it to your website and attach that to some kind of booking service or booking CRM, you guys are going to be unstoppable, right? Like you're going to be so successful in business because not a lot of detailers are doing this. So I'm going to go back to our sheet here, and I'm even providing you guys with my secret sauce here, like our business cards, right? So these business cards, we just drop off at basically any place we think we might encounter some of our car detailing clients. So like salons, for instance, or pet hair groomers or gyms. We'll just go in and we'll be like, hey, can we put this like on your counter? We want to be a point of contact for you and your customers. And we'll even like add a scratch off right here. So if you go file, make a copy, you know, you'll be able to edit your own logo. I would keep this the same. Put your phone number down here, QR code for your website here, and your website name finally. So these are awesome, especially if you're able to get some kind of vertical business card holder. Right, especially if you're able to get some of these from like a local print shop. I don't know who carries these locally. You could also get them online. It's going to make you look super professional, and you could literally make like, you know, stacks of, you know, 50 of these. Just go around town passing them out and just watch as the calls start coming in. This is like a really good this is a really good tip you can use in the beginning, or just whenever times are slow, to get a lot of customers. And finally, if we go to Amazon, you could see these little square stickers that you can install on top of your business cards, just like I have done to mine, to make it like the scratch off promo, right? So we're going to be sticking them manually on here. Unfortunately, Vistaprint does not do this for you. You have to do it yourself. But once you finalize your design, get them printed, they come in the mail, and you have your scratch off stickers, right? You could put them together and finally then put them in one of these holders and pass them around town. And finally, we want to talk about client retention. So this is like keeping your customers once you get them, right? So it's super, super important that once you have your customer, you do a really good job, because, so it's really, really important that once you have your customers, you do a really good job and just go above and beyond other detailers, because guess who they're going to call back next year when they have a dirty car again? It's going to be you, because you did such a fantastic job. So typically I always put like a little goodie bag in every car we detail. It includes like a few business cards that they could pass their friends, same scratch off ones that I just showed you, maybe some mints, and everything's kind of wrapped inside of a microfiber towel. So with that being said, guys, you have everything you need to be on your way to making $30,000 per month as a mobile detailing business owner, versus, you know, being stuck as a self-employed detailer, which of course sucks. Hope this helps.